What's up, and welcome back to Opposites Attract Podcast. This is Sonja Ramirez, your girl, and I'm sitting next to
Miguel Ramirez.
What's up, everybody? How was your day?
How was your week?
How is your life?
Going.
I got it.
You got it this time.
I don't know how I forgot that last time. So the big question is, how are you all doing after these
There's a lot of happy people,
election, depressed people, mad people,
lot of angry
pissed off people.
Oh man, there's a lot of relationships ending right now.
It breaks my heart. I went on to Facebook to see my family arguing because
it's ridiculous, man.
One side's red, one side's blue, and it's like I just put a message in there. I'm like, look. At the end of the day, we are family. We are friends.
Yep. Yeah, it's true.
Focus on each other. What's important. And not only that, but you're talking crap to each other. And Thursday and November is Thanksgiving. There's Thanksgiving. We have Christmas. And you guys are going to have to face each other. What are you going to say?
Yeah. No, my stepmom had put up a post about that, and it's true. We're going through the election season right now, and you're red, they're blue, or they're blue, you're red, or whatever. And it's just this period. 2 or 3 months from now, we're still going to be family. We're still going to be friends. We're going to have to see each other. We're going to have to work with each other.
Yes.
Fucking relax.
Do you know what this reminds me of?
What?
This reminds me of a couple who has been married and they're going through a divorce and they have children involved.
Yeah.
And
those
parents, and the parents are talking crap about each other, and the poor child is sitting there broken and shattered. And it's like the president, they're fighting for, just talking crap to each other, and they need to focus on what's the priority? The country, the people,
It's all, as you guys know, it's a disaster.
Yeah.
Well, because the truth is, like I've told you before, I think Trump, he's very polarizing. He says some things that are inappropriate. There's a lot of things that I don't like. And then when you look at Biden,
he's on his way out.
He look of life. That's how it looks, right?
Yeah.
Actually, my best friend Stevens from Like Father Like Daughter podcast and Christ Alone podcast, he sent me a text today with it's like a cartoon, and it has Kamala Harris pushing a little wheelchair, and it's got Joe Biden sitting in the wheelchair with a little blanket over his lap.
Oh my goodness.
And it says "We won," and then in the next picture it shows her pushing him off a cliff because now she's gonna be the president.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, it's ugly out. It is. One
thing that I heard is people that are on the left are saying that Republicans or the right, they're sore losers. They're sore losers because Trump now wants, votes counted, and he's making a big thing about it. And some of the things from what I've heard, the things that he's saying may not be the best for our political process. It's kind of like tearing down some of the foundation of our political system. But I think these are some of the good things about it that he's kind of getting in the way of, which is not good. But at the same time, they can't really say that they're sore losers, because when Trump won, you remember what happened? The first 2 years of his presidency when they were, crying about Russia was involved, and then there was no evidence of that, but they went through their process, right? So don't complain now if he wants to investigate too, because they wanted to investigate 4 years ago. So I don't know, regardless of what team you're on or whatever, we're all family, we're all friends, we still got to see each other,
and together we win. That's it. Together we win.
And the honest truth is, who gives a shit? None of this stuff. I guess it does matter.
Some of us it does with the taxes and stuff, but
if you
make more money,
if you are taking this to heart, where it's really affecting you, you are super excited, super happy that your dude won. Well, guess what? He's not doing shit for you. And if you are super sad that Trump lost, well, guess what? He wasn't really going to do much for you either.
Yeah.
If you want to be happy, if you want to be successful, it's not up to them. It's up to you.
Yep.
It's freaking crazy.
I just put a post up like that. You know, I just yeah. They get so bent out of shape.
We're friends. We're family. I have a lot of, close family that are on both sides, and I'm not gonna reject anybody because they believe one thing,
And who are we to judge?
And
like, seriously, who are we to judge? No one is perfect. No one is perfect.
And you know what? If you can cut me off because of my political beliefs,
we were never friends in the beginning.
So
right?
be it.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Right, whatever.
I was going to say something and then I just forgot. I need a pad because a thought will come up and then you keep talking and I don't want to interrupt you. And then, it flies away.
Take a note on your phone.
Or
whatever. Anyway. So not as of this point, Biden has already won. So if he won the presidency, he'll be the next president.
And why, if Trump didn't believe, if he didn't believe that there was a discrepancy, he's using his own money. Why would he use his own money if he didn't feel that there was some kind of discrepancy? I mean, whose money is he using?
I don't know.
For all the lawsuits, because I don't know. I heard there was lawsuits being filed.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know where the money comes from. It might be tax money. It might be money set aside for this kind of thing. Because this is the other thing, is I also heard some talking heads on the internet from some news website. But actually, no, it was a CIA guy that was on the Joe Rogan podcast. This is not the first time that an election has been contested.
Yeah,
there was one with Al Gore, like years ago. I think it was Al Gore and George W. Bush, where that election wasn't decided for like 45 days after election day because they had to go back and look at things. Yeah. So this isn't the first time. I'm
telling you, there's a lot of people that voted that never voted in their life.
Yeah.
And they're like 75. Like, I mean, it's just nuts.
So this is what I was telling you, though. I related it kind of like to jujitsu, like I do with everything else in life. But it is true, right? Like, if you think about it, okay, so now the president is, like, we had Trump, and now we're going to have Joe Biden in a couple months. Or even, the day that when Trump leaves and Biden moves in, that I was telling you, I was like, it's kind of like going from a white belt to a blue belt, or from a blue belt to a purple belt. Like, nothing has really changed. Nothing's changed. Everything is still the same. Just because you got a new belt, it doesn't mean your skill has increased. It doesn't mean like all of a sudden now you're way better. And it's the same for the president. Like, when Trump leaves and Biden moves in, we're still in the same boat.
Yep.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Yeah.
Now, what's up, babe? You got something?
No, I was just, looking at your notes over there, and I thought maybe we should get into the other one because it falls into voting.
The other big winner of
winner chicken dinner
is marijuana across the country.
And
not completely across the country. Hold on.
Wait,
Take it easy. Stop celebrating.
Wait. No, but you're throwing it out in the universe, baby.
Yeah.
So
whatever.
So they're probably like, well, they're for it. Yeah. Let me share with you how. Okay, so being around, there was a lot of, just drug abuse within, our family, and not only that, but around me, and seeing that as a young child and seeing all the commercials, the negativity and all this, I was one of those individuals that was against any drug. And I was very judgmental.
Yeah, so was I.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, always. Even growing up, I remember my friends would say, hey, let's go ditch, let's go smoke, let's go do this. And to me, automatically, like, I would judge them. Automatically. And those individuals I would not hang around with.
Yeah.
And that's why I was lonely growing up, because I try to always do the opposite of what everybody else was doing, but it kept me safe. Yeah. And marijuana was one of those.
Yep.
I remember I was dating this guy.
You mean the wacky tobacco?
Yeah. I was dating this guy, a very nice guy, like a great guy. And he knew how I felt about drugs. And he was a pothead, but I had no idea
what it was
and
about.
And then when I found out, I cut that relationship.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's unacceptable, and you lied to me, and you already know how I feel about this, and I was done.
Yeah.
And anyone that I found out did it or used it, I was done. I was done with that association.
I did the same in high school. I had some friends, and it's kind of weird. Like in high school is when you experiment and do some of that stuff.
Yeah.
It was the same for me. Like I had a couple friends, and I'm like, what losers? Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, we were drinking and partying.
Yeah. Right.
You know? And it's like, once you kind of understand a little bit better, it's like, well, I mean, they're kind of similar. Actually, alcohol doesn't seem to be better.
Yeah, but
It's
how
actually
old were
worse.
you when you recognized that? I was 40.
Oh, man, shit.
I was 40.
Yeah, I was, yeah.
And how
It was recently.
Yeah, and how I came to recognize that was because I had a lot of clients that had that were going through, radiation, like they had cancer, or they had, they were just chronic pain.
Yeah.
And they shared with me what this did for them, and then doing my own research.
Yeah.
And I started to recognize that it's good. It's not a bad thing, because
It's good for some people.
I can tell you this. If something were to happen where I was in chronic pain and they offered me, what are those pain pills?
Percocet or
any of them.
Oxycontin.
Yep.
Yeah.
If they would say, listen, here's this.
Oh, yeah.
You can smoke or eat this. I will
Or rub this on.
Yes, I would go this way, because all the drugs, prescription drugs, they're addicting, right? Like super addicting.
Yeah.
And it damages your liver.
Yeah.
I have a cousin who passed because of that. And then I have another cousin right now who's going through some things.
No, that's a big, like,
And
people fighting those addictions, like pill addictions. That's freaking huge.
Yes. So I feel it took me 40 years to understand the benefits of marijuana. And I feel so bad that I judged those individuals that I did, back then because of it.
Yeah.
But too, I do disagree. Like, if you don't have your life together, like if you're young,
it's like
you're in
alcohol.
high school, and you're doing,
if your brain is developing.
I'm like, I'm so against that. I'm so against that.
Yep. I had so for me, when I started like changing my mind about it was when I started seeing like very successful, hardworking, like people that have their shit together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about like they are on top of everything. And then you find out like, oh shit, you smoke weed? And they're like, well, yeah, instead of having some drinks at night, I smoke a little weed and watch some TV and fall asleep.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like their wind down.
Right.
Instead of having a glass of wine or whatever, and I was like, really?
And what's so crazy, as a child, I would see how alcohol would bring out aggression in individuals, and how it changed their personalities.
Yeah.
And the effect that it had on them, especially being an alcoholic is, and I can't even speak because I'm not an alcoholic, but I hear that it's very, very hard to kick.
You can die from trying to kick it. Like if you drink a lot, if you're an alcoholic. No. No, like if you drink a lot, like if you're an alcoholic that drinks all day every day, if you quit cold turkey, like that shit will kill you.
Yeah, they say that you have to, or not have to, but a lot of people have to go see medical help.
Yeah.
Have medical attention.
But like you were saying, it's the same thing. Like if you don't have your shit together, like if you're buying weed instead of paying your bills, then you probably shouldn't be buying weed. You should probably focus on the things that are the most important before you start doing any of that.
Yeah.
But no, I think if that's something that you're into, go for it. And the fact that the police and the government has to spend so much money fighting and prosecuting for all this stuff is a waste.
I wonder what's going to happen to those individuals that are locked up for possession.
So that we don't know. I was actually trying to find that and look into that. So as soon as I find something, I'll let you guys know and we'll talk about it. But actually, let's get into some of the details of what's happening with, weed around the country. So there's been a few states that have legalized marijuana now for recreational use. So Arizona has been, we've been able to have medical if you live in Arizona, but now recreational has passed. So back in the last election, I remember that I think it barely didn't pass. Like it was like, it lost like 48-52 or 49-51. Wow. This time it passed 60-40.
Really?
Yeah. So it passed by a lot. And so now the new states are Arizona, Montana, New Jersey, and South Dakota that are now recreational, which is now a total of 15 states that you can get recreational marijuana. And the legal sales could start as soon as March 2021.
Do you feel that it's going to cause chaos throughout the state? Like, seriously?
No. No, the thing is that we have other states to look at. We're not the first state. Colorado's been doing... Well, no, I'm talking about in the United States.
I know, but I'm just talking... Isn't Spain, hasn't it always just been recreational there?
So when we were in Spain, I think we were talking I don't know how it came up, but we were talking about it in Spain, and I think it was one of those things where it's not legal, but they also don't
frown upon
they don't give you shit about it.
Yeah.
So, but if you want to kind of get an idea, like Colorado's been legal for a while, Washington's been legal for a while. There's a bunch of other states.
How is their crime rate? Has their crime rate? That would be interesting to see, right?
I don't know.
To see if maybe it came down since they legalized it.
Yeah, crime rate, DUIs, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. So kind of like alcohol, adults 21 and over will be able to purchase recreational marijuana. If you're under 21, it's not you're not able to have it. You'll be able to have up to an ounce of flower of actual weed, and you can carry up to 5 grams of concentrates, like the oils and all that kind of stuff.
I got a story.
What's that?
Remember we were just visiting my mom. I couldn't help. I'm like, I miss my mom.
Yeah, we gotta go see her.
Gotta go see her. And we took her breakfast and, I had a drink with her. And she told me that my uncle, he had a brain tumor and it was cancer. And he would smoke marijuana because he had no kind of appetite. He didn't feel like eating.
Yeah.
So marijuana gave him, the munchies and helped him.
Munchies.
That's what my mom said.
It gives a lot of people the munchies.
And stayed and kept him alive longer than what expected.
Yeah.
And she's so funny. It's just funny as shit because she said that my tío told my grandmother to take care of his plants because he was growing some.
Yeah.
And here is my nana, not knowing any better, she's over here watering and taking care of these plants, and she has no idea that it's a marijuana plant.
She's like, these plants are really stinky.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
And I could so see my nana doing that, taking really good care of them. And
that is freaking funny.
She had no idea.
So yeah, you can carry up to an ounce. You can have 5 grams of concentrates, and each person. So you can grow up to 6 plants, and if there's more than one person in the house or 2 people in the house or whatever, you can grow 12 plants. So there's that, but selling marijuana without a license will still be illegal. So if you're gonna sell it, even when it's legalized, you still got to have a license to sell it.
Man, we got into the wrong business.
Speaking of licenses, I didn't write this down, but I was telling you, like, there was some kind of lottery to get a license, and I think this was for medical dispensaries. I think their lottery, like, to bet on this lottery or something, however it works, it was like $5,000. And I read that those same bets now or whatever, those tickets or whatever, they're selling for $5 to $10 million.
Man.
Which is insane.
It's like you got to see it before everybody else sees it,
Yep. So
in order to get ahead.
So if you want to get licensed, the application process for licensing will start January 19th in Arizona. I don't know about the other states. If you live in those other states, you guys can look it up for yourselves. We live here, and we have somewhat of a following here, so that's why we're going over the Arizona stuff. But yeah, definitely check out if you're in Montana, New Jersey, South Dakota. Those are the other new states that have adopted recreational marijuana. Look it up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we hear that COVID is, going up again, right?
We
have this. Well, yeah. Just are you done?
No.
Sorry. Okay, keep going.
So people that have been convicted
Shiny.
of marijuana crimes,
yes,
can now have their record expunged for that crime.
Wow.
But they have to set up the legal system for that. So that is coming, but it's not going to happen right away. That'll start probably July next year.
Yeah. That's great.
That is a good thing.
Because for people that are in there, I mean, I've heard that people are in there for like half a joint that was found in the car.
Yeah. Actually, I was one of the cities here close to us, Chandler. I think in 2018, 37% of their arrests were for marijuana possession.
Wow.
37%.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, when you're talking about like the police and the lack of training that police have, this is one of the things that if marijuana really isn't that big of a deal and people know it and cops are fucking with you about it, what is that going to do for the relationship between the people and the police?
I know, but the law is the law, babe.
It is the law is the law, but people also don't like to be fucked with for no reason.
Well, but if it was illegal at the time, and so they're going to get messed with because it was illegal at the time.
Whatever, I understand. But if you have alcohol legalized, but you're gonna give me shit about marijuana, I'm not gonna be happy when you give me shit about marijuana. Why is alcohol legal? Because you can tax it and make money off of it?
Yeah.
That's what causes no, but as far like not the letter of the law, but the way it makes people feel, it makes you have some kind of disdain towards the police or towards the government, or it's like you guys don't even get it. Like you guys are fucking with us over nothing.
I know, but
yes, okay, great.
Okay.
Thanks.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, this is what it's.
So employers will also have a right to discipline and terminate their employees. So if you work at a place where they don't approve of it and they have a policy where a zero drug policy, then that will still, even though it's legal, you can still lose your job for it. And also landlords that don't approve of it. If they don't approve of it on their premises, you can't have it, whether it's legal or not.
So we're going to have to change up our lease a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I don't give a shit if they...
But shouldn't we
I don't know. Whatever.
Add that to the lease?
I don't know. We can think about it. I don't see what the problem is. But the other thing is Arizona. So if you have a medical card right now, the difference between some people may want to keep their medical card even when it's legalized, because the difference is people that have a medical card won't have to pay. I guess it's kind of like a luxury tax or whatever the tax is called. I can't remember. It's not called a luxury tax. But if you don't have a card, you're going to pay 16% more. And if you're a giant pothead, you might save some money.
Dude, you know how many people are upset right now?
Why?
That we're selling marijuana illegally. And now people can go get it at a dispensary.
Yeah. Well, that's what
they just got cut out.
One thing I was reading was that the business, the black market for marijuana is going to take off for the next few months because it's going to be legal. So right now they're going to sell as much as they can until it becomes legal. So I don't know. That's kind of like their projections or whatever. Yeah. So that's pretty much what's happening here that's Prop 207 here in Arizona. So weed is going to be legal. The sales could start as soon as March 2021. Adults have to be over 21. You still can't sell it without a license. But if you want to get a license, that application process will start January 19th. If you're convicted of a marijuana crime, then you might be able to get that expunged starting July next year. Employers can still fire you if they have a no drug policy. Landlords can tell you not to have it on their property. And look into the medical card, because you might be able to save some money depending on how much you buy. Yeah. So look into it.
So there you go.
That's it.
Yeah.
So you were saying COVID is taking off again.
Yes. And I forgot what I was going to say about it.
All right.
Shit. Man.
You know what? You know what's also taken off? Is toilet paper off all the shelves.
Oh, that's what it was.
Is that what it was?
That's what I was going to talk about.
Okay.
Yes. Because I see my friend, Betty out there on the west side. She's like, no toilet paper. What's happening? And I'm like, you west siders. And then I see my cousin who lives in the east side of Arizona where we live. And she put the post up, shortage in toilet paper. And I'm like,
what is wrong with people?
I know. And I'm like, and we're about out. I mean, we have some that will last maybe, a month.
Weren't we like about out last time too?
Yes.
Right when this shit kicked off?
So I'm like, I told Miguel, you know what? Let's get some bidets. Like for real. Like, let's just forget that.
Yeah. No, and I looked it up online and there's some good ones. There's some good ones online that are not like you would think that it would be expensive. Like it's an attachment for your toilet. Mm-hmm. You take off your toilet seat and then you put this attachment on there and you put your toilet seat back on.
Yep.
And you have like a bidet in your toilet.
Yes. Joey was so excited about it. My poor baby.
So for those of you that don't know what a bidet is, those of you listening in Europe probably
That's
already...
B-I-D-E-T.
Yeah.
Again,
I don't know
B-I-D-E-T.
Yeah. I think, I don't know if I've seen it spelled that way, but I think there's another way to spell it, maybe in French. I think it's a French word.
Well,
I don't know. But anyway, what it is it's a little attachment that hooks up to your water that, for your toilet. And it has like a little nozzle that you can turn on and it shoots water at your ass and cleans your
booty.
your butthole instead of using toilet paper.
Yes.
Which when you talk to people from other countries, they're like, like that's way cleaner instead
Gross
of
ass.
rubbing shit all into your ass. Well,
I use butt wipes, so I don't wipe any shit back into my ass.
You just push the turd back in. I'll get that
That's
one later.
Gross.
But yeah,
our kids were like, "What? You're getting a what? Wait, what is this thing on our toilet?" And what? Joey's like, "It would shoot water up my butthole."
Yeah. So hey, you know what though? We don't have to worry about a show. We bought 2 of them,
and it has a female, like it has
a female
option.
Setting.
Yep.
So actually, if you guys want to pick up a bidet, make sure you go to oppositesattractpodcast.com, click on the support the show tab at the top. And if you would like fresh, refreshing water shot up your ass, you can buy a bidet on Amazon through our Amazon link. Anything that you purchase through that link doesn't cost you anything extra, but it helps out the show. And you'll also see a link to Trust Inc.
Yes.
And Trust Inc. is?
Well, I don't even know what to say about Trust Inc. because a lot of people get confused when I say we are a nationwide mobile notary agency.
Okay, so if you're buying a house.
Even if you're a notary, a mobile notary, you can't, do signings for title companies or for lenders because you have to be a certified signing agent. So if you're a notary and you're like, what is that? Just go to the NNA and there's some information on there for you where you have to take a certification in order to become a signing agent.
That's the National Notary Association.
Yes. So we are a signing agency. I think I should start saying so people are more aware. And we do a lot of work with lenders, title. And I mean, real estate agents also send me a lot of business as well. So, and if you are someone who's looking to purchase, sell, or refinance, you can actually request Trust Inc. You can go to our website, trustinc.com.
TrustINKUSA.com. Don't worry, babe. I'll get it.
And you can shoot us, an email or a comment, and we'll be there to help you. So yeah, if you're an individual, you can actually request us as well. And if you don't live in Arizona and you live elsewhere, that's okay. We can help you in your state.
Great. And you can go to trustinkusa.com.
Yes.
We're also affiliates with Libsyn, which is who hosts our podcast. And if you guys have thought about starting a podcast, if you're passionate about something, if you have a hobby that you want to talk about, podcasts are one of the fastest forms of media that are growing right now. Mm-hmm. There's over 1 million podcasts started since COVID. Or I think it's hit over 1 million podcasts now. Mm-hmm. And you guys want to try it out, go to Libsyn, that's LIBSYN. .com and use the promo code OAP for Opposites Attract Podcast, and you'll get whatever month you sign up in, you'll get the rest of that month for free, and you'll get the next month for free so that you can try it out.
Yeah.
Using promo code OAP.
So I have a question. Even though we have a bidet, right? And I mean, we don't have to touch our butts.
Yeah.
Do we still need to wash our hands? That's a question our kids gave us.
That's gross.
they're like, oh,
we don't have to wash
Daddy. So do we still have to wash our hands?
Yeah. Dude, that thing's got some force.
Oh, it's stronger than shit. Are you kidding me?
That thing's got some force.
Because I didn't change the setting, and I just put it on wash, and I was like, ow.
Dude, my butthole is twinkling right now.
What? I think it's your drink. Your whiskey there that's making your butt tickle.
It's freaking crazy. So actually, was it yesterday that we were talking about that?
Yeah.
So yesterday, what? How did you bring it up? What was it?
I don't know, man. I was probably touching your butt or something. I don't know.
You were saying something about having water shot up your ass or something like that.
So I was asking you if you've ever had water shot up your ass, and you said no, not with a bidet. So then I looked at you. Then
this is the first time I've had water shot up my ass
with a bidet. Yeah. So I'm looking at you like okay,
I said,
well,
it's specifically for the bidet.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, what else have what? I don't know, like what? How else did you get water shot up your ass?
And I was like, well,
and I'm like, we've been together for 12 years, and I know I haven't shot any water up your ass.
Like, who's shooting water up your ass? So I was like, actually, there was a I don't know, a couple months ago we had an episode where we talked about Action Park.
Yes.
The disaster, the water park that was in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was there. I think it might have been there, but I think I remember in that documentary.
Yeah.
Somebody talking about one of the water slides there. And one thing that I do remember on one of these water slides is like when you get up, like you're going so fast down this freaking water slide. It's one of these where you're kind of sitting at the very top and it's just like a straight drop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're barely like on the slide. You're like fucking flying, free falling down.
Nice.
So your ass is the only thing that's touching that slide. And when you're going that fast, it feels like when you get down to the bottom, you're like, I feel like a fucking fountain right now. Like I'm shooting water out of my ass. So that's funny. One. And then the other one I was telling you about was water skiing. Like I've been water skiing a couple of times. And when you fall off, depending on how, like if you fall face first, it's different. But if you fall backwards on your ass, you just, like when you throw a rock on a pond or whatever, like you just start skipping across the water, but it's on your ass.
Right.
When you're on water skis.
Yeah.
So yeah. Once you stop moving.
Yeah. So we had last night, it was really fun. Joey had a sleepover last night with his little friend Evan, and this kid is hilarious. He is quick to respond, right? Like I don't even know, is that sarcasm or what?
No, that's just his personality. He's quick. He's quick-witted.
Yeah, yes. And so the kids, Miguel and I, we're wanting to hang out together, right? Because the kids, we feel like they have each other so they can go play. But they come downstairs and Audrey's like begging me. She's like, Mom, let's play imposter. And I'm like, what the heck is imposter? She's like, it's a game. She's like, but when we need 5 people, so we need you and Dad to play. And I'm like, no. But she was begging me and I said nothing. And then you come downstairs and she goes to ask you and you agree. You're like,
I was just like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So we're sitting there and they're explaining how to play the game and we are freaking lost. So then I'm like, you know what? You guys need to play and let us see, how to play.
Yeah.
And so you want to explain how it goes?
Well, it's pretty much, it's 5 people. So there was 5 of us and you get these little cards and nobody sees what's on the cards. So we all get the card, you open it up, and one of the people is an imposter.
Right. And everyone else is innocent.
It's kind of like you're a murderer.
Yeah. It's kind of like Clue, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So, but then you just kind of go on doing your regular stuff. Like you could be washing dishes or they could be playing upstairs.
Yes.
And then the imposter will maybe kind of corner somebody by themselves and kill them.
Or turn off the light so that he can go kill everyone.
Yeah. And there's like a panic button where if you think you know who it is, you can hit the panic button and then guess. Yeah. And if you're wrong, then you lose. If you're right, then the imposter loses.
Yeah. So you guys have to see this. Miguel is sitting in one corner. I'm sitting in the other corner. And the kids, all 3 of them go upstairs. And I look at Miguel and I'm like, hey, what you got? He's like, he shakes his head no. And he looks at me and I shake my head no. So we're like, okay, it's one of those 3. Yeah. So we're listening to them play upstairs. So we can pretty much figure out who's the imposter.
Yeah, because 2 of them are going to take off running and the other one's going to chase them.
So they're going to cancel each other out, right? But one time I acted as if I was the imposter. Remember?
Yeah.
And I thought that we could do that because it would make the game more interesting, right? To pretend and they, maybe one of us turn off the light and then they think it's one of us is the imposter, but not. Well, they kicked me out of the game because I
don't know
that.
what the heck that was about.
So Miguel and I were lost for a second, but then when we got it. And there was a situation where Miguel just freaking killed everybody. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like you were just sitting there, la-di-da-di-da, and
I just wait and watch people do their thing and see what they're thinking. The other thing is that you can also try to convince other people
that it's not you,
that it's not,
or
that
somebody
it's somebody else.
Yes.
So one of the times when I was playing, I think I got everybody to think that, or not everybody, but I got enough people to think that Audrey was the imposter when it was actually me.
Yes.
Because she said something, she made a face, and I started telling her, I was like, Audrey made faces when she looked at her card. She's and then everybody's like, Audrey's the imposter, and it turned out to be me. But anyway, it was a fun game.
It was so fun. I was cracking up so much that I peed a little.
Bitch, that's a lot.
I had to go so bad, but we were having such a good time.
Freaking Sonja's like, I need to go change my panties right now. I'm like, what the fuck?
Because I was laughing like so bad, but I had to go really, really bad. But I didn't want to stop playing the game because we were having such a good time.
You're a dork.
Who does that remind you of?
I don't know.
Audrey. Audrey's always.
Oh yeah, she's always doing the pee-pee dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was chasing the kids because I was the imposter. And that's what made me laugh so bad because I knew I was the imposter.
Yeah.
And I went and I killed Audrey. And then I was about to kill Evan. And then you were like, she is the imposter. You gave me up. You gave me up.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I don't remember
Sucker.
that.
We were on each other's team.
I don't remember that.
Anyways.
No, but that was a good time. That was
playing
a fun
with
game.
the kids and that was really cool. Memories that last a lifetime.
Yeah.
Right. So, the other day it was so crazy. Or not the other day. It was a few months ago. Do you remember when we were eating grapes downstairs? And so just so you all know, my grandfather passed probably when I was 7 years old. But I don't remember a lot of my past. Like 9 and down, I really don't. With my mom and dad, them being together, I really don't remember much of him.
Yeah.
And we were talking, and you bought the green grapes. I never buy green grapes. I always buy, the purple grapes.
Red grapes.
Yeah.
Red grapes, not purple.
Purple.
Grapes.
They look purple to me, damn it. And so...
Purple drink? You have some purple drink?
I know. So I took a bite of this grape. And it just reminded me of my grandfather. Do you remember? And I just started crying because I haven't thought about him like in forever. And it brought back so many memories of him.
Yeah.
And I remember he used to grow grapes in the backyard. And when they were itty bitty, they were super sour.
Yeah.
And me and my cousins would go and freaking eat his grapes, and he would get so pissed off. And I'm sure Leo and Bobby and Teresa, they're gonna be laughing at this when they remember this, because he used to come out and freaking spray us down with water. And my brother Junior was so fast that he could never catch him. He used to call Junior the Road Runner.
Oh yeah.
But it's so cool because I never thought about this. And my mom told me when we went to go visit her, she's like, he went to visit you. Oh, and it just made me start
you started crying even more.
Because it made sense. Because I was like, why? How did this come to me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, because I do feel that our loved ones are around us. I feel that my sister walks with me. I felt, but I never thought about my grandfather.
Yeah.
And now that, just thinking about him and getting myself to remember him, I was really close to him.
Yeah.
My mom was telling us the other day that one day that he yelled at me, and I was so hurt that I cried like all day, she said. All day because he yelled at me.
It was cool visiting your mom. Like, we haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah, it was. Even though she was giving us crap. She's so passionate about Biden. She's just so
political
passionate.
decisions.
Yeah, she's so passionate. It's hilarious to see her like that. Yeah. And then she knows like everything that's going on. And I'm like, Mom, since when?
At least the blue like, side of everything that's going on.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So it was good, you know.
Hey, so I just looked at my list. You know what it was that brought up the water from the bidet?
What?
We were listening to a country song. And it was, when was the last time
yes,
you did something for the first time?
Yes.
And I was like, well, this is my first time having water shot up my ass from a bidet.
Yes.
And that's when you were like, so you've had water shot up your ass other times?
And with what?
That's what it was.
Oh, man.
Sorry, we're scatterbrained.
I know, right?
So now we're back
it's okay. People that know us.
Now we're back on getting water shot up.
I know, right? People that know us, it's
but
okay.
Hey, before we freaking move on, there was more to it. So remember we were talking about the Urban Dictionary.
Oh, yeah.
So for those of you out there that don't know, the Urban Dictionary is like where it's like it's a Urban Dictionary. It's where all the slang is defined. Mm-hmm. So all the crazy shit that you hear out there, it has definitions, and the Urban Dictionary on the internet, you can just look it up and search any terms you want and it'll tell you what they mean. Mm-hmm. So we were thinking, like, you know, they have a lot of sexual acts on the Urban Dictionary. So
God. Here we go.
We could have something entered into the Urban Dictionary because they allow people to submit it. It'll say submitted by whoever.
Right.
So we can have something submitted by Opposites Attract Podcast, by all of us.
There you go.
So if you guys would like to send us some suggestions of a sexual move that includes a bidet, maybe some helmet, some top, some scully, some something.
Babe.
Or something about your butthole twinkling from the bidet, you can hit us up at 480-912-5128, or you can go to oppositesattractpodcast.com and send us a message. You can hit the contact us at the top and we'll get those messages, or any of our social media. Just hit us up at Opposite Pod. But yeah, send us your submissions. We'll be thinking about some stuff here and there, and we'll come up with something and see if we get something submitted to the Urban Dictionary.
Yeah. So I wanted to share one of my signings that I had. Because someone has asked me, have you ever just signed someone who is really rude or just a asshole? And I'm like, no. You know, like they're normally really like super cool.
You had an asshole.
Oh, recently I've had an asshole.
You've had an asshole. You've told me.
It was a lady.
Yes.
And it was
probably
signing.
The same one I'm thinking.
But
then I think it turned out not.
Yes, because I am, you know, that person.
What the hell did you tell me earlier?
Someone.
The light and what else?
We are the light.
No, there was another one. Love and light.
Love
Fucking
and light.
Sonia.
Yes.
I'm gonna stop calling you Sonia. I'm just gonna. Hey, Love and Light, where you at?
Because I bring like how can you be an asshole to someone who's being nice to you, right? Like if we're arguing and I'm like, baby, you know what? I love you and I'm sorry and I'm going to turn you around. And that's what I did with the lady. Like she was upset because the signing was so late, but it had nothing to do with me,
like, you
because
better
that's
turn that frown upside down.
Exactly. And that's what I did with her. So no, I don't count that one.
Yeah.
This one, oh my God. So I walk in, okay, to his company, and he owns like a real estate company. So I'm thinking this is a good connection to have. But he was like, no joke. He's like, just give me the sack of papers and I'll sign and we'll be done. This will be the easiest signing you ever done, right? So while he's signing, I'm letting him know that they're very particular with how they sign, because if they undersign, it's going to get rejected. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. And so I know this company I'm not too familiar with. So I was unsure how they would take it. Okay. Yeah. But his initials, everything was super bad, super sloppy. And I just told him, he's like, well, you know what? It is what it is. And he went ahead and like he signed everything. And I'm trying to call the title company to let them know, because I'm here to help them and make sure that everything goes through. Yeah. You know, so they're not answering. Anyways, when he's done signing, he's like, if you need me, I'll be in my office. And he gets up and he leaves, like very cold. And he's just like, it is what it is. Right?
Weren't
like
we
he
talking
did
about
not
that earlier?
give a shit about anything. And there was no small talk. There was nothing. And you know me.
Did he have shit to do?
Well, listen. So when I was done, I called the title company and she's like, oh, this is so-and-so. And I said, yes. She's like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. Submit the paperwork, because he's probably a very big client of theirs. I mean, so I was like, okay, but I wasn't disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just, it felt very cold to me. I didn't get no heart. I didn't get no nothing from this dude. Right. But I'm like, man, that was kind of rude. And then, but when I went into the car, I'm sitting there and I'm like, Sonja, you're judging this man. Like, you're judging this man. He's probably really busy. And I've asked him, have you worked with this lender before? And he said no. And that's what got me thinking, I got to get a hold of the title company. I got to get a hold of the lender for them to tell me that this is okay. Because I told him, I'm sorry, but I just want to make sure that your loan closes. Yeah. And so I'm sure he understood that. But no, I called the lender and the title company. They finally answered and they knew exactly who he was. And they're like, you know what? It's okay.
Yeah.
But when I got in the car, like, I just felt a certain way. When I got in the car, I'm like, you know what? Who are you to judge this man? He's probably super busy, and hey, he's done probably many of these, and he knows that if they want his business, they're just going to have to take it.
You know what? Well, what you're saying right now, that reminds me of something. I remember listening to an Adam Carolla podcast, an old one. Uh-huh. And it was like, he has a warehouse full of cars, right? Mm-hmm. And he's got his insurance company, whoever he uses, to insure all his cars. Mm-hmm. And they were saying he had bought a new car and he wanted to get it insured. So he calls the insurance company. Usually he said he calls in and gives them the VIN number, gives them the information, and they just insure it. Mm-hmm. But for some reason they needed to have like a physical look at the car, a physical look at the VIN number and all that. So they were telling him that he had to bring the car over. And he's like, well, I got podcasts, he's got podcast after podcast. He's got interviews. He's a celebrity. He's got all kinds of shit to do.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't have time to take a car down there. And I think it was one of these things where he had to do it because it was his car. He couldn't send somebody to go do it for him.
Yep. Yeah.
And he was like, I'm not going to do it. You guys need to send somebody over here. And you know what they tell him? They're like, well, we can't really do that because if we did that, that would kind of set a precedent. And then other people are going to want us to send somebody to their house to look at their cars.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, but other people don't have 17 cars insured with you guys. Send somebody to my warehouse to insure my car. Yeah. It's like, fucking do what you like, dude. Most people have 1, 2, maybe 3. If you got 17 cars, keep your fucking clients happy. Go do it.
Yeah. So that's, but me, again, that I had to sit down and I just started thinking about it. And I'm like, you're probably judging him wrong.
Yeah.
He's just super busy, has a lot of things to do, so don't take it personal. And I was good. But again, it's just checking yourself, checking your thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So anyways, we closed his loan and he was a happy camper and everybody was a happy camper.
There's something. So recently, well, not recently, but I was an inspector for a while and also like an auditor, that sort of thing. And there's a lot of times that people, regardless of what industry you're in, I mean, I'm in aviation, but when you have to deal with an inspector and an auditor, like there's a lot of times that people feel like, I know this job. This is my job. And who are you to come and tell me? And they get this attitude sometimes, or like you get that. And then you also get the people that get super nervous and they just fuck everything up because they're so nervous about somebody coming over and watching them.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of success with audits, with dealing with all that stuff. And my number one for any of you guys out there that have to deal with this kind of stuff is building a relationship. Build a relationship with your auditor, with whoever it is. Like, try to please whatever that, whatever they're looking for. I mean, obviously, you don't want to give more information than you need to because then they start pulling strings and then the whole thing unravels. But be friendly, be cordial. Ask them some questions. Is there anything else I can help you with? Do you want to see, maybe you don't want to ask, do you want to see something else? You don't want to do that.
Right. No.
But don't fucking clam up and get scared and start crying.
Right.
Don't get arrogant with them. Just be very nice and ask questions. Be like, you know what? I had a question. Like, you can ask for, hey, just for the future, like, show them that you care about what you're actually doing.
Yeah.
And you'll have a lot more success with these audits, with these interviews, with these things. Sometimes people it's like a fucking contest. It's like, dude, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from.
We did a short clip on marketing.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious shit. So if you guys have not seen it, it's called,
we just posted it.
Yes.
It came out on Saturday.
Yes. And the name of it?
The name of it is Becoming an Influencer in 2020. Something like that. It has to do with being an influencer in 2020.
Yeah. So we're sitting here and we're, recording. And I have our tortoise, baby tortoise, and he's chilling on me. And towards the end of the recording, he took a crap on me.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh shit. Like I'm
literally
smiling.
shit in your hand.
Oh shit. And I'm like, his shit is black. Oh, I wonder if they could see this. So I turn my hand in and I get even more on me because I didn't want
you didn't want to ruin the video.
Yeah.
The show must go on, people.
Shit, man. So anyways, Miguel actually left the part in because after we were done, we were like, bye. And then I told Miguel, I'm like, this tortoise just took a shit on me.
Yeah. And I'm like, really? So I left it in the video. Make sure you watch to the end of the video.
Watch it. Yes.
And then I took a picture and put it at the end of the video.
Yeah.
So that was
you need
funny.
to change the title.
I did already.
Oh, you did?
I did already.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. So you guys will be able to see it. It's one of our last videos about.
Yeah. If you know me, you're probably going to see my face shift towards the end of the video.
Yeah. And the cat is like sucking on my ear the whole it was kind of like a joke video.
It was like a blooper. No.
Because cat, like little baby animals, like they're super popular. You want to be an influencer, like post shit with kittens on it. Everybody loves it.
But we never mentioned the kitten. But throughout the entire video, the kitten is like sucking on Miguel's ear.
Yeah.
She's
sweet. She's cute.
Yeah, she is. So that was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
we we talk about like not watching a lot of TV.
Uh-huh.
But we talk about a lot of TV shows that we watch.
But we watch it at night, baby.
So we started watching this show called My Octopus Teacher.
Yes.
Which was crazy. It's on Netflix. Like, would you recommend it? I definitely, I would recommend it. It is crazy.
Yes.
Like to think of, if you guys aren't familiar, I mean, I'm sure everybody knows about octopus because that's not new. But if you don't know the things that octopus can do, octopus, octopi, whatever the hell, octopussies, whatever they do. I don't know, more than one octopus. I don't know. I don't know if it's like dice or what, but anyway, if you don't know the way they change colors, the way they change texture to match their surround, it is freaking insane. And they are super smart animals. And this dude,
you're wheezy.
Am I? This dude. I guess he was in South Africa. He spent most of his childhood by this reef or I don't know what, it's like this beach or whatever, but it's very choppy water. And he would go swimming and he found this octopus and pretty much like made friends with it. And it was insane. Like he would swim every day and go find this octopus until the octopus finally like got to know him and trusted him and like would come up to him, and it was almost like a dog or a cat, or it was like his pet. It was freaking crazy, but it was just a story of the octopus. It was insane. Yeah,
it was almost unreal.
My Octopus Teacher on Netflix, like definitely check it out. It was crazy.
Yeah. So, I want to give a shout out. Happy birthday to my cousin Teresa Trujillo and my sister Lorraine Avila. So happy birthday. And
Lorraine Avila or your cousin Rosemary?
No, baby. My sister's last name is Avila too.
Wait, Rosemary is different.
Avila. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, they have this. She used to be Avila. She got a divorce.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
And Rosemary Sapien.
Sorry.
Damn it.
Happy birthday to both of you.
Anyways, they're having a surprise birthday party for Teresa.
Which
and
we're
supposed to
be
be there at 5. And if we leave right now, we'll get there at 4:58. And I'm only saying this right now because she's not going to hear this until
Afterwards.
tomorrow. So we're good. Yeah.
Okay.
So we need to cut this short.
Happy
baby doll.
birthday.
Yes. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. That's
So
it.
this week will be a little shorter than
a little
other
shorter.
week?
Yeah. We could use everything else for next week.
All right. Well, thank you guys for being with us.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. We had one of our biggest months last month. Thank you so much to
guys.
everybody.
Yep.
And the way that our podcast grows is by sharing the podcast. Make sure you just share it with one person. If all you guys share it with one person, it will definitely help our podcast to grow. OppositesAttractPodcast.com. If you want to call us and leave us a message, 480-912-5128. You got anything before we get out of here?
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
That's
like
what
Joey
Joey
said, right?
And with that, until next time, bye.